Welcome back to the customer service community. Today, we are diving into the 7 golden rules of customer service problem solving. I'll be sharing practical, real-world scenarios you face daily and providing actionable strategies to resolve them effectively. If you find this content valuable, please subscribe, like, and share it with your professional network. Let's dive in. Every business faces problems. Late deliveries, wrong orders, overcharges, unhappy customers. The difference between a good business and a great one is not the absence of problems, it's how those problems are handled. Rule number 1. Listen without interrupting. The first and perhaps most difficult rule of problem solving is to simply listen. When a customer is upset, they aren't just looking for a solution, they are looking for validation. Imagine a customer walking into your store, visibly frustrated. Before you can even greet them, they exclaim, "I ordered this item last week, and I was specifically told it would arrive by Friday. Today is Monday, and not only is the item missing, but nobody has even bothered to call me." In this moment, your natural instinct is to defend the brand or offer an immediate explanation, such as, "The delivery truck was delayed." However, jumping in too early, even with a valid reason, usually backfires. When a customer is speaking, they are venting accumulated frustration. If you interrupt, you effectively reset their anger clock. They will often start their story over from the beginning to ensure they are heard, making the interaction longer and more volatile. Half of the problem often disappears the moment a customer feels truly heard. How to handle this situation the professional way? Maintain steady eye contact. This shows you are present and focused on them, not your computer screen or the clock. Avoid the urge to defend. Silence isn't agreement. It's a tool. Let them exhaust their energy before you begin yours. Use affirmative cues. Subtle nodding and brief acknowledgements, like "I see" or "I understand," show you are processing their information. Wait for the pause. Only when the customer has finished their thought and takes a breath should you begin your response. The bottom line. By allowing the customer to finish their narrative, you move from being their target to being their partner in finding a solution. Rule number 2. Acknowledge the problem. Once the customer finishes speaking and the silence falls, the ball is in your court. This moment is critical. Your response will either de-escalate the tension or reignite it. The customer has just finished their vent about the missing delivery. They are waiting for your reaction. The wrong response, "That happens sometimes," or "We've been having issues with that carrier." Why it fails, this is minimizing language. It suggests the customer's problem is routine or unimportant, which makes them feel like just another number. The right response, "I completely understand why you are frustrated. Being promised a Friday delivery and not receiving an update is disappointing, and I can see how that has impacted your schedule." Acknowledgement versus admission. A common fear in customer service is that acknowledging a problem is the same as admitting legal fault or personal blame. In reality, acknowledgement is simply validation. You are validating the customer's experience and their feelings, which is the fastest way to lower their defenses. How to handle this situation? To acknowledge effectively, follow these 3 pillars. Name the problem clearly, don't be vague. Specifically mention the late delivery or the lack of communication so the customer knows you have the facts straight. Validate the emotion. Use empathy statements that mirror their feeling. Use phrases like, "I can see why that would be frustrating," or "That is certainly not the experience we want you to have." Avoid diminishing phrases. Never use words like "just," "only," or "actually," e.g., "It's only been 2 days." These words act as micro-insults that invalidate the customer's perspective. When you acknowledge the issue, the customer's mindset shifts from "me versus you" to "us versus the problem." Once they realize you get it, they no longer feel the need to keep fighting for your attention and can finally focus on the solution. Rule number 3. Apologize sincerely. The goal of an apology in a professional setting is not to assign blame, but to express regret for the customer's negative experience. A well-timed, sincere apology can transform a confrontation into a conversation. In this case, the delay was caused by a third-party courier, something entirely outside of your control. However, to the customer, you are the face of the brand. The wrong response, "It wasn't our fault, the courier missed the pickup." Why it fails? This sounds like an excuse. It tells the customer that their satisfaction is secondary to your company's reputation. The right response, "I am sincerely sorry for this experience," Regardless of the cause, the result was an inconvenience for you, and for that, I apologize. Many people fear that apologizing makes the business look weak or incompetent. In reality, a sincere apology strengthens trust. It demonstrates that your company is mature enough to prioritize the client's feelings over being right. It effectively lowers the emotional temperature of the room and clears the path toward a solution. How to handle this scenario? To ensure your apology feels authentic rather than scripted, keep these strategies in mind. Apologize early. Don't wait until the end of the conversation. Lead with the apology to immediately disarm the tension. Use natural, human language. Avoid robotic corporate speak like, "We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused." This sounds dismissive. Instead, try, "I'm sorry we let you down on this occasion." Avoid the if trap. Never say, "I'm sorry if you feel that way." This shifts the blame back to the customer's reaction rather than the situation itself. Focus on the impact. Apologize for the effect the problem had on them, their lost time, their frustration, or their missed deadline. An apology is the reset button of customer service. Once it is offered sincerely, the customer usually stops looking backward at what went wrong and begins looking forward to how you will fix it. Rule number 4, take ownership. Ownership is the commitment to see a problem through to its conclusion. It is the opposite of the not my job mentality. When a representative takes ownership, they stop being a middleman and start being an advocate. Often, the solution to a customer's problem lies in another department, perhaps accounting, logistics, or a warehouse. The standard response is to transfer the call or tell the customer to contact our billing team. The experience: the customer is put on hold for 10 minutes, the line drops, or they have to repeat their entire story to a new person. The result: frustration returns tenfold. The customer feels like a hot potato being tossed around to avoid responsibility. Instead of handing the customer off, pull the solution to you. The ownership response: I can see that the billing department needs to adjust this. Rather than transferring you and risking a long wait, I will personally contact them, resolve this, and call you back by 4 p.m. today with a confirmation. To effectively take ownership, you must act as the bridge between the customer and the internal solution. Avoid the handoff. If a transfer is absolutely necessary, perform a warm transfer. Stay on the line to introduce the customer to the next person and explain the situation yourself so the customer doesn't have to repeat it. Use I statements. Using phrases like "I will follow up," "I will investigate," and "I will ensure" gives the customer a person to hold accountable, which immediately lowers their anxiety. Stay responsible until resolution. Ownership doesn't end when you send an email to another department. It ends when the customer confirms the problem is solved. You are the project manager for their specific issue. Why ownership matters. Customers don't care about your organizational chart or which department made the error. They don't care who caused the issue. They only care who fixes it. By positioning yourself as the person who will handle the heavy lifting, you build a level of trust that often leads to lifelong loyalty. Rule number 5, offer clear solutions. When a customer asks, "So what happens now?" they are not just asking for a status update. They are signaling that they have lost control of the situation and are looking for a guide. Here is how to master the art of the clear solution. In customer service, the unknown is often more stressful than the actual problem. Vague promises, "We'll look into it," create cognitive load. The customer has to worry about whether you will actually do it or if they need to follow up. Clear plans, "I am filing the request now," allow the customer to mentally put down the burden. They transfer the responsibility from their shoulders to yours. The goal: you want the customer to hang up the phone or close the chat feeling that a specific plan is in motion, not just a vague intention. The 3 pillars of a clear solution. To eliminate anxiety, your response must contain 3 specific elements: action, timeline, and ownership. 1. Be specific, the action. Avoid abstract business language. Tell the customer exactly what physical or digital action is taking place. Weak: I'll take care of this. Strong: I am processing a full refund to your original payment method right now. 2. Give timelines, the duration. Soon, shortly, and ASAP are forbidden words in rule number 5. They mean nothing. You must provide a concrete window of time. If you don't know the exact time, give a deadline for when you will know the time. Weak: it should be there soon. Strong: You will receive the confirmation email within 15 minutes. Strong. If uncertain, I need to check with the warehouse. I will call you back with an answer by 2 p.m. 3. Explain next steps, the roadmap. Show the customer the path forward so they are not surprised by the process. Weak. Just wait for our email. Strong. First, you'll get a ticket number. Then, our tech team will review the logs. Once they finish, usually within 24 hours, they will email you the fix directly. How to execute this immediately. If you find yourself freezing when a customer asks what happens now, rely on this simple formula. Here is exactly what I am going to do. Action. Expect the result by time. I will personally follow-up method to ensure it is done. Why this works? Even if the solution takes time, e.g., a refund takes 5 days, the clarity of the roadmap provides immediate relief. You are selling confidence, not just a fix.
Rule number 6. Act quickly and fairly. In customer service, trust is not built when things go right. It is built by how you handle things when they go wrong. When money is involved, the clock starts ticking the moment the mistake is discovered. Here is how to navigate the delicate balance of speed and fairness. The most important psychological concept to understand here is relative value. To the company, 5,000 Nigerian Nairas is a ledger entry. It is a rounding error. It is statistically insignificant. To the customer, 5,000 Nigerian Nairas is real money. It is lunch, transport, or airtime. When a company hesitates to return money that isn't theirs, it sends a message. Our internal processes are more important than your financial well-being. How to handle it? The 3-step protocol. When a billing error is identified, you must bypass bureaucracy. 1. Confirm the error, the internal check. Verify the claim immediately. Do not ask the customer to prove it with bank statements if you can see the error in your own system. The wrong way. Please send us a stamped bank statement and wait 24 hours for review. The right way. Let me check my ledger. Yes, I see the discrepancy right here. You are absolutely correct. 2. Refund immediately, the action. Do not wait for end-of-day reconciliation. Do not wait for a supervisor's approval if you have the authority. Initiate the reversal instantly. Why? Holding a customer's money hostage creates immediate resentment. The longer you hold it, the more it feels like theft rather than an error. 3. Apologize without debate, the tone. Do not explain why the glitch happened, technical jargon, system updates, etc. The customer doesn't care about your software, they care about their wallet. Own the mistake fully. Say this: I sincerely apologize for that error. That is our fault entirely.
Speed matters more than perfection. There is a tendency in business to want to investigate everything to be perfectly sure. In low-stakes financial errors, like the 5,000 Nigerian Nairas example, the cost of the investigation often exceeds the cost of the refund, and the cost of losing the customer is even higher. The golden rule of disputes: if the amount is small and the customer is trusted, refund first, investigate later. What fairness actually means. Fairness is not just about the result. It is about the experience of getting to the result. Correcting mistakes promptly. If you take money instantly, you should return it instantly. Being transparent. If the refund takes 3 business days to hit their bank due to interbank clearing, tell them now. Do not let them check their balance tomorrow and panic. Respect. Treat the customer's anxiety as valid. Never dismiss the amount as small. The delay is disrespect principle. Imagine you lend a friend 5,000 Nigerian Nairas. When you ask for it back, they say, "I have it, but I need to fill out a form first, and I'll give it to you next week." You would feel disrespected. A delayed fix feels exactly the same. Immediate fix. They care about me. It was an honest mistake. Delayed fix. They are greedy. They are incompetent. They don't care. Rule number 7. Follow up, the final gold standard. The immediate problem is solved, the customer has left, and the ticket is closed. Most businesses stop here. Great businesses don't. In the eyes of the customer, the transaction might be over, but the relationship is still in recovery. A follow-up is the ultimate integrity check. It proves that you didn't just help them to get them off the phone. You helped them because you actually care about their experience. Imagine the customer who had the missing delivery. You found the package, expedited it, and it finally arrived on Tuesday. You could leave it at that. But instead, on Wednesday morning, you reach out. How to handle it the professional way. A simple, proactive message or phone call can change everything. Hello. I'm just checking in to confirm that your delivery arrived safely yesterday and to ensure everything is to your satisfaction now. The impact of one follow-up. Surprises customers. In an era of automated bots, a personal touch is shocking in the best way. Builds long-term loyalty. It transforms a one-time fix into a relationship. Creates positive word of mouth. People don't tell stories about things going right. They tell stories about how a company went above and beyond when things went wrong. Follow-up turns a bad experience into a powerful, positive memory. Conclusion: turning friction into loyalty. Problems are an inevitable part of doing business. However, losing customers doesn't have to be. The difference between a brand that fades away and one that thrives is how they bridge the gap between a mistake and a resolution. To master the art of the great recovery, always keep these 7 golden rules in your toolkit. Listen, let them vent without interruption to reset the anger clock. Acknowledge. Validate their feelings and name the problem specifically. Apologize. Give a sincere, no excuses apology. Take ownership. Stop the blame game and become the customer's partner. Offer solutions. Provide options that give the customer back their sense of control. Act quickly. Solve the issue with urgency to prove they are a priority. Follow up. Seal the deal by checking in after the dust has settled. Handled with these rules, problems don't damage your brand, they prove your integrity. Thank you for listening.